My name is Coach Tony.
Hi, my name is Jalyn Pennie.
Hi, my name is Kadeem Green.
Hi, I'm Josh Collins, and welcome to
The Toben Series podcast.
Welcome to the Toben podcast, where I keep saying all the time, we get better and better with every guest. And today's guest is going to be a good one. Although he's a Toben member, Devontae, he's also a Juice member. And you know, juice is to the heart. You know what I'm saying?
To the heart.
Juice to the heart. You feel what I'm saying? I know you guys obviously go way, way back from a long time, so this should be fun for you too.
Yes, it should.
Give us some feedback of what you want to hear from today.
Man, obviously we want to dig deep into the roots of our special guest here, but just have fun banter as always, and that's all we could ask for.
For sure. Speaking of our special guest, let me introduce him. Former Division I basketball player, current pro basketball player, and I don't know if it's a current or former Toben basketball player, but we're gonna say current for Toben basketball player, Jalyn Pennie. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
It's great to have you on the show. We're happy to have you here, and we look forward to hearing about some great stories from you today. But before we get into your life and about your basketball career, we're gonna get you started off with the game.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yes, Jay. As we like to start off every show, we start off a game called Overrated, Underrated. I'm going to give you a couple names here, whether it's basketball or non-basketball. You're just going to give me if it's overrated or underrated. And if you have a little 2 cents, you can put that in there too. So let's get started. Joakim Noah.
Overrated. I definitely think overrated. Defensively, he was okay, but offensively, if you're shooting a jump shot with two hands and ball's going in the wrong direction, I can't respect you that way. Can't respect you.
You can't argue that one. You cannot argue his form. You are exactly right when it comes to that. Paul Pierce.
Underrated.
Underrated?
Yeah, okay. I feel like he doesn't get the due justice he deserves for his basketball career. I mean, he said some crazy things like when he said he was better than Dwayne Wade, but other than that, like I feel like he deserves a little bit more little praises a little bit.
He's living life right now and not be on ESPN anymore.
Oh yeah, what he did was wild too. I don't know why he did that.
When it comes to his non-basketball life, he is absolutely nuts. But we do have to give him more kudos for what he did on the basketball court. But next, I'm gonna switch it up here a little bit. Nutella.
Nutella. I feel like that's underrated, to be honest. Nutella is good. It's not the best, but it deserves a little more praises as well.
Okay. What about bacon?
Overrated.
Thank you. Bacon is very overrated.
As I got older, I realized bacon is not really like the way you feel after you eat bacon is not the best feeling at all. So I try to stay away from bacon right now, but it's definitely overrated for me.
I honestly just don't like it has to be. I'm not a picky eater at all, but bacon for whatever reason needs to be cooked in a particular way. I don't like it too burnt. Don't like it too soft. So I don't know why that is for me. How do you feel about that, Stephen?
I like bacon. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't like was it pork bacon or whatever. I like turkey bacon.
Okay, fair enough.
Turkey bacon,
yeah. All right, let's go back to basketball. I'd like to hear what you got to say about this. James Harden.
He's definitely not overrated, but I don't think he's underrated. I would say I don't know. I would say he gets the praises he deserves, but he can definitely show a little bit more. I feel.
Yeah, I think
92 wins that championship. I feel, but
exactly,
he's definitely not overrated.
So you're gonna put him in the middle. Okay, I understand that. I think he does. If he gets that championship this year, which they should, I think it calms down the narrative of James Harden. He's doing all these tremendous things, his career in Houston, but he got to win that chip now. If you're not winning this chip, it gives people some type of negative connotation against you, or has something you a little bit against you for something.
Especially this year. If they don't win this year, it's gonna be It's gonna be difficult to get away from that.
It's going to be extremely difficult.
It's very difficult.
Last one for you, banana bread.
Ooh, that's underrated.
That's underrated. Yes,
That's
it is.
underrated.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Banana bread. The bread is very good.
Depending on how you make it, you got some ripe bananas. It's great.
Yeah.
Chocolate chips or no chocolate chips?
I'm good with either or, honestly. I'm good with either or. Yeah.
That's
Fair
true.
enough. I like
Depends on my
chocolate chips.
mood.
Fair enough. That's fair too. But it depends what you're feeling for, right? Like that's valid. That's valid. I gotta ask you though, because you brought up, when Devontae was talking about Joakim Noah, you brought up the whole shooting with two hands. What do you think about was it Rick Barry? Was it Rick Barry who shot free throws underhand?
Underhand. Oh, I mean, I feel like if that goes in for you, okay. But me personally, if I seen like today, if we seen like somebody at the free throw line do that, I'm pretty sure we all look at each other like what just happened?
But look, that's the difference though. It was a free throw.
Yeah.
Go do what you want to do during the free throw. You know what I'm saying? You take your time. Nobody's blocking you. Joakim want to do it in the middle of the game and then wonder why everybody else is mad at him when he misses.
And nobody's guarding him. People are just looking and going like this, shoot it.
So then what about Sean Marion?
Sean Marion brought more to the game.
His form was ugly, but it went in though. So you can't really say anything about that.
Yeah,
it went
right.
in. So you can't really say anything. Joakim Noah, I don't even know what his jump shot percentage was, but I know it wasn't good.
Fair. Hey, Jalyn, I gotta ask you though, how has 2020/2021 been for you, man?
It's been really crazy, honestly. Like, as Canada's been locked down for like how long now? It feels like forever.
Yeah.
It's been difficult, kind of just to get in the gym and work out or just hoop in general.
Yeah.
And it's been crazy, honestly. It's like a movie out here, kind of.
Is there anything that differently that you're doing now that you're in a pandemic compared to, when you had all the free time in the world? Because, like you just mentioned, it's hard to get in the gym right now. So is there anything that you're taking up on or taking up on again in terms of like, maybe like reading, writing, drawing, I don't know, anything new that you've been doing?
I just feel like more reading and just like I go on a lot more like just walks and just go outside and just enjoying like the little things, like time with your family, stuff like that.
What are you reading these days?
I actually started reading. I picked up the Kobe book again because I had it for like a while back, but I didn't finish it. And then after it was there, and I was like, you might as well start all over again and read it again. And it's actually a lot of stuff in there that just mind blowing and eye opening.
We all know that Kobe was a family man. Definitely family was first for him. And you mentioned family as well during the pandemic. A lot of families right now are having troubles navigating throughout this, navigating together and coping throughout this pandemic. How about you and your family though? How have you guys been able to navigate this pandemic?
I feel like it's been like there's been struggles, but as together it hasn't been that bad. It's only me, my mom, and my brother really. So like we've been trying to stay safe and like keep out of like trying to be in situations where we like know the people or like where it's not too crazy where we can catch it or like affect everybody in our whole family. So I feel like it's been pretty good.
That's fair. You being an athlete, you kind of touch up on it a little bit. Rec room or rec facilities being closed down right now. Gyms, all that stuff is being closed. Doug Ford has been promoting fast food restaurants, liquor stores. What are your thoughts on that?
That's just crazy to me that I think I seen a video on, I think it was on Instagram, and like some lady went to like Congress and was saying like, I guess that physical activity or like opening the gyms or whatever would like help reduce the level, the chances of getting COVID.
Belinda, her name's Belinda, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out Belinda, man. Shout out Belinda.
Yeah, shout out her. And when I seen that, I was like, it's crazy that somebody that had to do that to like make them open their eyes up and be like, oh, maybe we should open up the gyms, but like places like LCBO are still open and just still fast food restaurants, like, and you're telling people to stay home. So I feel like you're not really promoting good health at this point. Because I feel like physical health also has to do with mental health too. So I feel like that could also affect that too. So I feel like it's not really a good message to put out there, especially for the kids.
Facts.
Mhm.
I'm done with this pandemic talk. I'm over it. I was going to get your opinion on it real quick, but I gotta ask you though. I gotta ask you a little something. We're all gonna smile with this one. I feel it already. In a game of King's Court, you, Devontae, Darnell, best of 5. Who's winning and what's the score each game?
I mean, you have to take yourself as a hooper. You have to take yourself for the win, no matter who you're playing.
All right.
I feel like I'm gonna take myself. If we're playing 5 games, I'll give them each one each, and I'll take the 3. I'll give them one each, and I'll take the 3. So, I'll do that. I'll be nice in that way. I won't say I'm gonna win all 5. I'll give them one each, and then after I'll win another 3.
Wow.
Devontae, don't worry, bro. I got you. I'll make sure I clip this one out for you. I'll send it to you. You can post it on your gram because I know you've been wanting these ones.
That's all I'm gonna say is wow, because you know what?
You gotta take yourself, Devo. You gotta bet on yourself.
So what you're saying is you're just saying it by default. You're just saying it to say it. You don't believe in the statement.
I believe it, but young hoopers out there, no matter who you're facing, you gotta bet on yourself.
Shout out Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
Shout out Freddie, man.
Shout out Freddie, man.
But
I have another scenario for you. You're on a 3-on-2 fast break. You have Devontae sprinting the lane on the left side. You have Darnell sprinting the lane to the corner on the right side. What? Fill in the blank. Tell us what's happening next.
Yeah, that's a great question, Steven. That's a great question.
It's a great question. What's the time and score looking like? Or do we need a 3? Do we need a quick bucket?
Just this is about the 4th or 5th time it's happened. You're just third quarter. Just third quarter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you any other scenarios prior to that. This is talk your exposure. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to know what I want to know your scenario. Third quarter, about 4th or 5th time that you've done it. Give us a play-by-play.
Hold on. Let me put my 2 cents in here. Steven said I'm on the left side, and I'm right-handed.
Well, you could dunk both hands though. Just keep that out there. Though. You could 2-hand flush as well. I've seen it. I've seen you. You're actually a better dunker with your left hand. From what I've seen, you dunk more with your left hand on the left side. You do with on the right side. From what I've seen.
That's actually very true.
I just want to put that out there for you, Jay. My fault.
So you know what? I think I'm addition to my man Devo because he might catch a body, and then that's gonna make us turn up the level. We might come get another steal. Then I can hit it Darnell. Maybe Darnell hits the 3 or not. We don't know. Mm-hmm. And after we go from there, hopefully he hits it. Go on a little run, get a little momentum. All about momentum.
All right, fair enough. Momentum. Well, I'm gonna reverse the roles a little bit here right now. You're the trailer, or would you run the lane to the basket? Sorry, you're the trailer. Would you run the lane to the basket, or would you spot up in the corner?
I feel like I'll go to the basket.
Can you co-sign this, Devontae?
Definitely can co-sign that. Listen, if it's the scenario you put in place, third quarter, we're trying to go on a run. We're trying to get momentum going. I'm throwing it up to JP.
Trying to
throw it out.
Trying to get it done.
Out to Darnell.
You gotta dunk it. You gotta scream a little bit. Everybody else starts screaming, and you get turned up. Good momentum.
You could always get a 3-pointer, right? Because
you
can shoot when you can shoot. It's not every day you get to throw a lob.
Fair.
I mean, in today's basketball, obviously people are gonna go to the 3, but back when I was younger, it was like to layup.
Well, it's too easy.
Yeah. So I would definitely say the dunk.
Fair enough.
Okay. And as you know, Jalyn, this is a Toben series podcast. Give us your thoughts on Toben basketball as a whole.
I mean, I love Toben basketball, honestly. I think I played like 2 or 3 tournaments with them last summer. And it was my first time, and I actually enjoyed it. It was a lot of good talent together, and no matter what, we all played together. We all like a family. We went to Halifax. We won that tournament, and it was just fun. It was just like it was like being young again, just playing basketball. Nobody cared who scored. We could talk to each other in any way because we were all close, and no one took it to heart. So I really enjoyed it.
And Steven, might be, how sometimes this Wi-Fi could cut out. If you hear me cut out, the show still has to go on. Continue to fill in for me, please. But we like to ask everybody this question, as everybody's question is different. How did you, Coach Tony, meet?
We actually played against each other, so it was On Point Pro-Am, and he always had a team on there, and I always played with Drew and On Point. And it was after, I think we played them in one league game, and I had like 6 or 7 threes or something like that. And then after that, like I knew some players that played on his team with him. So then after that, I guess he just reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to come to a tournament. I think it was in Syracuse, and I went to that one tournament, played well, and he just kept asking me to come to more tournaments, and I was like, yeah, why not?
Now, you played against Toben in the Pink
Mhm.
City Classic tournament in 2018 at Seneca.
Yeah.
So were you able to see, the evolution of the team? What were your thoughts back then?
Back then, they were good back then too, and it was always like everybody was always like when everybody heard Toben, everybody was like, oh, we gotta bring your A game that game because they always have tough players on the team. And I actually knew like one of the players, Jamal Reynolds, he played with them, so he was always telling me I should come play with them, but I like never did. And after we played them, and it was a good game. It was a good game, but I think we lost that game. Honestly, yeah, we did lose that game.
Only reason you guys lost because Julius got hurt, man. If Julius never got
Yeah.
hurt, you guys would have won that game. I know that one hurt me. I know that one hurt you guys more because you guys were actually playing. But
Yeah,
my bad for stepping in right now. But
yeah, that's what happened. I remember I think we were winning or it was a close game, and Julius got hurt, and then after that it was like I think we lost by like 5 or something like that. It was a close game, but after that I was really like I started seeing them more at other tournaments. I started hearing them winning other tournaments as well. So I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. Now you've been around Coach Tony a little bit longer than I have. Can you
Mhm.
talk to us about what are your thoughts on Coach Tony and what he's done to develop his players on his squad?
Yeah, Coach Tony is like I be saying all the time, like he doesn't have to do the things that he does, like paying for us to go to tournaments or like putting us in tournaments or even getting us uniforms or anything like that. Like the fact that he does it out of the kindness of his heart and he just like loves basketball. I'm really appreciative for that.
Quick hitters here. Favorite memory Tony moment?
Definitely Halifax when we won the money. Definitely.
Steve, everybody's saying how we should have been out there,
Definitely.
man.
Halifax was like that was probably the top point of the summer. It was fun.
Okay.
Fun. Yeah.
Okay. Who's your favorite Toben teammate?
sorry,
Besides myself, don't put me in there. Besides myself.
I'm putting my foot down. I'm going to Halifax next year. Coach Tony, I'm there. Coach Tony, I'm there.
We definitely should go. Toben member that I've played with.
That you played with.
I honestly got like 3. Can I say 3 of them?
Yeah.
So first one, obviously my boy Darnell. Gotta shout out to my boy Darnell.
Fuck Darnell.
Second one.
Darnell getting a lot of slander on here. You're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this.
That's my boy,
second one got to be Josh Collins. Definitely, Josh in Halifax. Josh is like Steph Curry. Like we went there and people were looking at him like he was a legend. I was like, what did you do here? Like it was amazing. And third, probably I would say Chad. Definitely Chad. Yeah.
Shout out to Chad, man. Shout out to Chad. That's a household name right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, before we announce where you went to play collegiate basketball, we actually want to talk about, Christian Faith Academy. Did you have any expectations or thoughts going into that year? Kind of lead us up to that.
I mean, before that, like I went to high school in Ajax, but I wasn't really like at that time I was like tall, but I didn't really play a lot. So my confidence wasn't like 100%. So I think it didn't change until I started playing grassroots. And then I started realizing that I could compete with like higher end players and actually hold my own. So then going into Christian Faith, I thought like, I mean, I guess like how we all thought back in those days when everybody was going prep school, like you're about to get like unlimited offers and like it's about to be like a different experience. I actually thought I can't rely. Remember Zoe 101?
Yeah.
I really thought that's what I was about to go to. Like I was like, that's what prep school was like. And I mean, it wasn't like that, but it was definitely a like good experience for me to get where I ended up going and experiencing other things.
So hold on. Do you compare where you thought you were gonna go to Zoe 101.
Hey, how it go? Yeah, you.
I definitely thought about it be like that.
Shout out Jamie Spears, man.
So now, was there ever a moment was there a moment of doubt if you should continue playing while you were there?
I wouldn't say while I was there. I feel like when I was there, I mean, my first year I played like off the bench. I wasn't really like a starter because we had older players. But the next year I was a starter and like one of the main people on the team. I feel like when I was like doubting if I was gonna play was after I graduated because I didn't have my credits from Canada didn't transfer over, so I was ineligible. Wow. Yeah, so I literally had to take the ACT like I think like 2 or 3 times before I got like the score I needed to go get to a school. So I was literally for like after CFCA, I was at home for like a year, just doing the ACT, working out, and just talking to schools. And then during that time, I didn't know if I was about to play after, or what I was about to do, or where I was about to go. So I would say like about that time when I was definitely second guessing.
Now, with that being said, was going there and leaving Canada the best decision for you? Looking back at it, would you change anything?
I feel like for me personally, yeah, it was the best choice because I feel like if I didn't end up going over to North Carolina, I wouldn't get the exposure I got or end up going to school I was going to because I feel like it helped me focus more on school because over here was a lot more distractions with people bigger classrooms, and so you're at home and you can do whatever you want basically. So I feel like in my case it was a good idea, yeah.
Okay, I know that's a great statement. Steven, you want to say something? Oh, okay. Now, you signed with New Mexico State in 2014. Why did you choose New Mexico?
I chose New Mexico honestly because it felt comfortable. Like I think we had at the time when I got there, we had like 5, 6 or 7 Canadians already from like Toronto. So like I knew I think with my class there was like 3 of us from Toronto that I knew already. So I felt more comfortable knowing there's people that I know from Toronto, from the city that I can actually, if I'm out there lonely, I'd be like, we all have something in common. We all can hang out and talk together. 3 of us, we redshirted together when I got there, so it was more comfortable.
Fair enough. I gotta ask you though, who recruited you?
Paul Ware.
Paul Ware?
Yeah.
Okay.
He used to coach at New Mexico until this year. Yeah.
Actually, that brings me to my next question. I was actually about to ask you, why does New Mexico State recruit so many Canadians? Like, what intrigues them about them? Or what intrigues us about them? Or sorry, what intrigues them to us? Whatever the hell I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, whoever's listening to this, English is the key language. English is the key language. But but I guess that makes sense now because of the coach, that's from Toronto.
Yeah. He had a major plug in because he's from Toronto. So I think it all started with it wasn't even like the first Canadian I think they got was his name is Ernst and he's from Montreal. So I think ever since then they had Ernst, they had CK, they had Daniel Mullings, they had Sim Boulard, Tanvir, me, Matt, and it was like a whole list of us. Yeah.
Shout out Sim, man. 92s, man. What can I say? That's what we do, baby. That's what we do. Yes, Devontae, we know your 96 class is the best. Yes, whatever. We get it.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that right now, but we've had conversations before where you've mentioned 96 classes is one of the best.
96 class is the class of innovators. We don't play basketball, but if you put us 5-on-5, we'll kick everybody's ass. I'll leave it at that.
You see what I mean, Jalyn?
Oh,
you see what I mean?
Oh my God. That's a whole different discussion for another day.
A whole different discussion, man. Whole different discussion.
That's an IG live discussion.
That is.
Hey, you giving me an idea, Devontae. But shout out to all the Canadians that went to New Mexico State. So you're a Lobos, if I'm not mistaken. You're a Lobo.
No, that's New Mexico. We're an Aggie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I want to know though, Jalyn, what was your NCAA realization moment? Like, yeah, I'm in the NCAA now. Like, was it when you had your Zoe one-on-one moment where you're looking at the campus, or was it one of those where like you're seeing, you know, everyone to kind of be at the same level as you, basketball wise, or just whatever it might be? Give us your NCAA realization moment.
Honestly, I feel like my first year when I redshirted, it was probably like in the beginning. I could practice for like I think it was like 10 days, and it was the first couple practices. I was like, I mean, we're all used to like high school practices, not really that serious. Maybe you'll run some plays, maybe you'll play some 5-on-5, get some shots up after. But like that practice was like, at the end of the practice, I was dead tired. I think I went home and probably slept the rest of the day. And then the fact that you had that, then you had weights, and it was just for like on the court, like when I actually played, I would say it was probably I forgot who I think we played my first game we played at Wichita State. So this is when they had Fred VanVleet, Ron Baker, and I think the other guy's name was like Cotton or whatever.
Nick was there too, right?
Yeah, and I think we played them. I think it was actually the year after he graduated. So I think we played them there our first game, and I forgot somebody on their team stole the ball and like for the first point like dunked it, and after the whole crowd had like teared up newspaper and they all just threw it in the air, and I was sitting there like in awe. I was like, well, this is NCAA basketball. And, like their crowd was crazy. Like you couldn't even hear like the plays being called on the court. It was just like it was something like crazy, honestly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You obviously mentioned, you know, you're there, you redshirt your first year there, so you attended New Mexico for 4 years. During those 4 years, though, who was your toughest teammate to check, and who was the teammate that couldn't guard you?
Put him on blast. It's the time.
Put him on blast. This is talk your exposure. It's what we do over here. We want all the smoke.
Toughest teammate to guard? I ain't gonna lie, is I play with Pascal Siakam, so I'd probably be Pascal. Yeah. He wasn't like the player he is now. Like, so he wasn't on the wing. He was more in the post, but he had the same footwork. I mean, he was taller and more athletic and a higher motor than everybody. So I'd say with him. Player that couldn't guard me?
Saying there was just too many to guard you, huh?
Me and my boy Matt Taylor. He's from Toronto too. We used to go back and forth in practice. I would say that. Yeah.
Okay, we had Josh on here the other day, and he was talking about one of his good friends, you know, Enrico, and he said they live together. You know what I'm saying? They'd have to share the same bathroom, share the same fridge, share the same everything. Obviously, you're talking about Matt Taylor, if I'm not mistaken. Matt Taylor. Mm-hmm. So obviously, it seemed like you guys had the Canadian connection. What was it like? What was it like? You know, if you had the best of him that day, or if he had the best of you that day, what was it like for the both of you guys after practice?
I mean, for a hit like me, if I get the best, I'm not really like the shit talker like off the course, so like I'll just leave it and just like I might say like a 1-2 little slick comment or like joke around. But him, I mean, not this so much now, but back in the day, like he liked to talk a lot of shit. So you definitely hear about the rest of the day and probably until the next practice, and then it would just keep on going back and forth. In practice, you talk. It was something you didn't want to hear all day in your ear, honestly.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. Well, now we're gonna hopefully get a little more humor. You know, I want to know. Talk to us about your most embarrassing moment at New Mexico.
Embarrassing.
Whether it was, you know, I'll give you some ideas. Whether, you know, film session maybe where you did something wrong in film and the coach just looked at you and said, "Fuck you, Jalyn, for doing X, Y, Z," or you know, you're trying to shoot your shot with a shorty and a shorty said, not really, no, it's not today, or you had a game winner that you missed, or whatever it might be.
All right, I think I got two. First one is basketball. Same coach Paul Ware. He had this thing where like before film he put like a funny clip that happened in the game. So I think it was a scrimmage. We scrimmaged like Denver, and I don't know how, but like nobody was beside me. It looked like I tripped over like the line, and I fell. And literally he put before like the clip of me falling, he put sniper warning, and then he put the sniper thing and he went like that, and then I fell, and everybody started laughing. So probably that moment. And non-basketball, I think it was definitely my redshirt year. We were kind of wild. So it was like all the people that were redshirting with us, it was like 4 or 5 of us. For some reason, we were finished working out and somebody left the keys in the golf cart. So my teammate was like, yo, let's take the golf cart back to our dorms. So we're like, all right, whatever. So I don't know why I decided to hop in the back of the golf cart with Tanvir, who's the tallest and the biggest out of all of us. So he's driving the cart, and he makes like, I'm out, hold on to the side, and he's like, oh, I gotta make a quick turn. I'm like, what? And he turns, and I'm just out the cart. Like I'm just out the cart, and I'm on the ground. I'm just laying there, and I'm just like, what? Like I couldn't feel nothing. I'm just like, what just happened? And after they
sorry, go ahead.
They came pick me up, and I was like, I had a little couple cuts, and that was about it.
Anybody that's been in a golf cart knows at the back of it, there's hardly any grip, man. You got to hold on for dear life.
And I wasn't holding on to anything, and I was out of that golf cart.
Something a little bit more special, to you while you're playing Division I. Your junior season, you guys go on to win your conference and earn your bid into the tournament. What was it like to hear your name being called for the NCAA March Madness tournament?
It was actually crazy. It's like we all had that dream when we wanted to play at Division I to go into March Madness, because that's where we basically saw it. And just to hear our name, just to hear the name was crazy. Just to be able to go to it and see like how it's operated, playing against all the top teams. You see the top players that they talk about on TV, and just like being able to just see the environment, atmosphere, and the whole crowd it was crazy, honestly.
That's awesome. Can you give us your best March Madness moment?
Best March Madness. I would say it was definitely my junior year. I think we played Baylor. And we were winning most of the game. Like I felt like it looked like we were about to upset them. It was kind of like the best and the worst moment at the same time, because going up to halftime we were winning, so you had that feeling like, oh, we might actually do this and move on, and then we end up losing by I think 5 or 3 points. But I feel like that's the best moment. Yeah.
So speaking of that for a second, when you saw Baylor win the championship this year, was it kind of bittersweet for you?
It was a little bittersweet. It's kind of weird too, because when I played last year in the NBL in St. John's, one of my teammates he played for Baylor, I think the same time that we played them. So he would always talk a little shit to me about it, and I'd be like, try to talk shit back, and we go back and forth in practice. So it was kind of bittersweet, but I mean they definitely deserved it. They played the best, or one of the best. They're one of the best teams. Well, they're the best teams throughout the college basketball, and they definitely showed at the end.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Your senior year though, you transferred to Cal State Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But before we ask you why you transferred, I want to know, what are your thoughts on the transfer portal?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people feel like it's like crazy that everybody's transferring, and that like they're saying that kids are quitting on their teams, or like they're showing kids how to quit or whatever. But I feel like if coaches can like switch jobs year by year and just leave, why can't kids take their own hand into the future and just go to another school if they want another opportunity?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's good that some kids probably transfer for the wrong reasons, but I feel like most of them are transferring this for a better opportunity or a better program, honestly.
Sometimes I agree with you, and I definitely agree with you. Obviously, like when you see somebody like a Seth Curry transfer from Liberty over to Duke, the NCAA looks at it, it makes sense, 100%.
Yeah.
But the way the NCAA is probably looking at it is saying they're trying to stack up their team and make the best of the best team. But I don't understand what the difference is when you recruit 10 different five-star recruits out of high school, and you're trying to be one and done like Kentucky. There's no difference in that.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing. It makes no sense, but I'm like, at the end of the day, the NCAA is like a whole different topic, because I feel like the way they move and the way they act, or when it comes to like their student athletes, is kind of like shady in a way. And it's kind of crazy to me that they're making money off kids that are playing basketball, trying to either make it pro or get an education, and they can't make any money off their own names. So it's kind of crazy to me.
That's another live topic that we should talk about, Devontae. That's definitely a great topic as well. Making money from NCAA athletes, 100%. But Pardon me?
1,000%. Go ahead. Sorry.
1,000,000%. Fuck it. But
crazy money.
But I gotta ask you though. You know, why did you transfer to Cal State Los Angeles?
So after my junior year, well, after my sophomore year, my head coach Marvin Menzies, he ended up leaving and taking a job at UNLV. So then Paul Ware became my coach in our junior year. So then after that year, I think we went on like a 22 game winning streak. It was like the longest winning streak in like the whole NCAA. And we ended up winning, going to the tournament, losing, and after he ended up leaving to go to New Mexico to take that head coaching job. So then after we got a new coach, and the new coach came from Bowling Green. I think he's still there right now, Chris Jans. And he came in and like he sat down and talked to a bunch of us, and it just felt like he was trying to bring in his own players, and basically like he basically said that he didn't want me back. Like it was either I can stay in school and be on scholarship still, but not be on the team, or I could transfer. So I just decided to transfer.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hate when I think we talked about this the other day with Kadeem Green as well, if I'm not mistaken, Devontae. But literally, I hate when coaches come in and want to change everything. Why are you coming in to change everything when you already have something that's working? Like you guys just said, or like you just said, you guys were on a 22 game winning streak, made the tournament, and the players that were there, you guys had a lot of return, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we had a lot.
Why would you bring in anybody? At least let that year run off one more time. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? If I get it, you know, coaches sometimes don't always have the same philosophy as the other coach that brought in all those guys, but let it rock out for a second. It's kind of like an NBA team that blows everything up after 1 year of going to like a championship or like going far in the playoffs or, you know, something like that. I know I'm comparing NBA to NCAA. It's not the same thing, but I'm just giving the management type of like, you know, one blow up compared to the other blow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hate when that stuff happens.
It got to be the Ohio schools.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But when we talked with Kadeem Green, he went to Ohio. Now it's Bowling Green, which is also in Ohio, right?
Mm-hmm.
It must be
Yeah, I
something
think
that
so.
I don't know what's going on with Ohio, man.
It was just like it was kind of a shock to me, but I was at the same time I was like, if it's time to move on, then it's time to move on. So it was kind of late too. It was like near the end of the school year, like, and at that time I didn't think I was going to graduate, so I was going to go back another year. But when he told me that, I ended up having to take a little extra summer courses to graduate, so I can grad transfer, so I wouldn't have to sit out. So yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it obviously worked out. Sorry, my bad, Devontae. Go ahead.
Just real quick, because we're about to move here to Cal State. Was there how big was the rival between New Mexico and New Mexico State? Because you're saying Paul, he moved to New Mexico. Isn't that like a cardinal sin?
Yes, that's like what is it? That's like in New Mexico. That's like Duke and Carolina.
Yeah,
that's how big it is. Like when we play each other twice every year. Once in our arena and once in theirs. It's like packed. Everybody hates each other. We get there when we go there. They're throwing eggs at our buses. They're outside yelling at us. Like it's crazy. Like, big rivalries.
I don't mean to laugh like haha, but I'm laughing like it's like one of those movies. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those movies you at Division I school and everything. Like and the opposing team, the rival team and everything. It's like, F you guys, we don't want you guys here. Get out of blah blah blah. Yeah. But then you guys are like, we live down the street. Shut up. Like,
it was literally crazy like that. I was like, wow, it's like serious out here. And like when he did that, like a lot of people in New Mexico like were very upset about that.
Alumni was probably pissed.
They were pissed.
Yep. I can only imagine. Well, I mean, your transition for you personally actually wasn't really such a bad thing. You know, your first and final year at Cal State, you earned CCAA All-Second Team. How can an award increase someone's confidence?
I feel like it can increase your confidence a lot. Like it shows that the work you put in or the confidence that you have in yourself is working, and that you're actually as good as you think you are, or you're as good as all the other players in whatever conference you are, whatever league you're in, whatever division you're in, honestly.
Fair enough. No, that's always a good thing to be able to gain your confidence back, because like I said, we had Kadeem on here the other day and he talked about injuries killed his confidence. So just be able to get an award and be able to get back to things. I'm not saying you're in the same position, but in my opinion, I think awards really do help stuff like that, stuff like your confidence to come
yeah,
back to a positive side.
Honestly, that's true. Like injuries, coaches kill confidence all the time too, as well.
Yep.
Like a lot of that stuff has mental effects on athletes, and we probably don't say it or show it, but like we know it's there.
What was something that you learned from Cal State that you didn't learn at New Mexico?
I feel like from Cal State, I was just like, that year was just like I was just able to like just have fun and play basketball, and like I probably didn't have that much fun playing basketball until like my sophomore year was fun like that because my coach would just let me play through mistakes, and playing like through mistakes and not being afraid that you're gonna get subbed out or you're gonna be yelled at or whatever. It's like that's how we all played basketball before we even played NCAA or AAU or anything like that. So like it was no really weight on my shoulder. I just went out there and just played, had fun, tried to win as much as I could, and just whatever happened at that point.
Last question from me, and I'll get off your back after this. But are you satisfied with your NCAA basketball career?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah, like I went to 2 NCAA tournaments. I got two conference championship rings. Been to the NIT. Played with somebody in the NBA. Played against people in the NBA. I feel like, what more can you really ask for? I definitely.
Listen, right now, I'll tell you right now, I'll switch any day of the week. I'll switch any day of the week.
I mean, like the Roger said, not a lot of people got to play in the NCAA tournament. Like I know a lot of people that didn't get to, and like that's like our dream. When we think about NCAA, that's the main thing that we think about. So I definitely I'm happy with how it went.
I know I said I'm going to get up and back after this. I'm not going to ask you more questions, but Devontae, I want to ask you something actually, because you just mentioned that you would switch any other day of the week. If you could switch any other day of the week, where would you go?
You would say something like Kentucky?
No, I'm not. I'm not actually. I'm going to Washington in the Pac-12. That was my dream school. They had Coach. Man, he's not there anymore. He's at Pepperdine. But Coach Dumar, I forget what his name was, but he coached Tony Rome Jr.
I know you're talking about.
Light-skinned guy, cool guy. Got in contact with him when I was playing Indiana Elite. Just never got the offer, but extremely cool guy. Like I'm talking about, we're at a tournament. You're not supposed to talk to coaches, but our team was doing really well, great record. Everybody's getting recruited. He came up to me, pat me on the back, hey, good game. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to talk to people. Cool guy, right? So that was my dream school going to college. I loved Tony Rome Jr. I loved Isaiah. I loved where it was. I loved the state of Washington. That's where I wanted to go. If I ever had the option or started playing AAU when I was younger, I would just lock that in. So that's where I would go.
Actually, wait. I think if I could go back and go back to the high school.
Hold on. I promise you, we will get to that.
Okay.
I promise you, we will get to that. That's a different spiel in itself. Okay. But now, correct me if I'm wrong. After you play collegiate, you see the contract. Pronounce this name for me. Is it Albacete or is it Albacete?
Albacete.
Albacete in Spain, and with the St. John Riptide of the NBL. How do those contracts come about? Also, were you able to play both the same year? Because I know it's kind of it's a different world now. So how did that work out for you?
I had an agent at that time, and he actually got me both. He got me the Albacete one and the St. John's one.
Tell him to call me, because I don't know who's doing that, how they did that. Go ahead, sorry.
So I went out to Albacete. I played I was there for, I want to say 2-3 months, and it was okay. Like everybody dreamed about going overseas. Like it's different. Spain was beautiful. It was kind of tough. Not everybody spoke English, but I played for 2-3 months out there. The coach was he was kind of weird, and he obviously had his favorites. I got there a little late, so I would play when I played good and whatever. But after a while, they stopped paying me, giving me my money. So okay. I told my agent at the time that they didn't pay me when they were supposed to, and they kept doing it. So then after a while, he just axed out of my contract. and they had to pay the money they owed me up front, and they got me a plane ticket, and I came home. And after I was probably home for like, I want to say a month, and after I signed with the St. John's Riptide, and that's how I met. That's how well, I knew Darnell before that, but that's how me and Darnell got like a really close. So
Now, that's so interesting for the people that are listening to this, bro. Overseas is a very, very, very tricky. I don't know if tricky is the right word, but you got to watch what you do. You know, some guys don't get that. I take that as a blessing. I don't think some guys, I know some guys personally, don't get that money up front. They get what they get. I'm gonna send you on a trip back to the crib, but I'll probably give you 25% of what I owed you because we can't afford it right now. You got to swallow that pill. Here's your film, right? I've seen guys do that time and time again. Now, with that being said, would you return to any of those two teams in the near future if you had a choice? If not, overseas in particular, which country, where would you like to go? Speak it into existence, LeVar Ball.
Go somewhere like nice and like somewhere warm. Probably like, honestly, I'll go to Australia. I heard Australia is nice. Probably go.
Australia's cold though.
It is.
It's opposite of Canada. So when we're in summer, they're in winter. When we're in winter, they're in summer.
I'll be okay. Usually when summertime there, the season's like done. I come back home, it's warm. When it gets cold over here, I go back over there. It's warm, So I'll either Australia. I'd go back to Spain, but like if it's a different team, honestly, I'd go back to St. John's if it was the same coach that was there before as well. Just honestly, I'm just open to anywhere. Just not somewhere that's a sketch or that's like I don't know if you've seen the video on Instagram where they're playing the game and there's like a bomb threat.
Yeah, they're all on the ground or on the floor. Yeah. They run out. Yeah.
If that happened to me, you gotta send me home next day.
You sure you want to fly during that time?
We gotta do something I gotta go home. If you're in the middle of the game and there's a bomb threat, you gotta lay on the ground. It's not safe out there.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Xavier Immune. I know he's over there right now. There's been a lot of concern on speculation on what's going over there. I hope you're okay, brother, and you get home safely. Now, Jay, what was the hardest lesson you learned about being pro? If you have to give one.
I would say that it's definitely the politics. Like, I feel like as kids, we just play because we love it. And if you're good, you're good. And there's no politics involved about who you know or who has this connection. And when you get to the pro level, it's about who you know, who your agent is. Most of the time is if you're good, you're good. But most of the time is if you could be mediocre or below that and have a great agent or have a connection and get a job that somebody else can't get. That's probably better than you. So I feel like it's just the politics, honestly.
Well, that's a great point. So just to add on to this same type of topic, to all the kids listening to this episode, what are some things you recommend, Jay, to look out for when being offered a pro contract?
Definitely read through the contract, fine print, everything. Look at it more than once. Have your family or whoever is in your circle that you're close to or that you trust, look over it as well. And I would say just be smart. Just do your research. It's 2021. You can go on Google, type in a team's name, type in a coach's name, an agent's name, and all the information pops up and shows you what you need to know. So I'd definitely say do your research. Definitely look at the team as well. Like YouTube it, see what their playing style is. If their play style fits how you play, I would say just do all that if you want to be successful.
Okay, no, great point, and I thank you for that. Let's get this out of the way now. I'm gonna hit you with some quick hitters, and you're just gonna give me a spill. Great way to answer those questions. I appreciate you for that because I know some of those questions could be tough, right? So, would you rather be a rapper or a singer?
A rapper.
Name me your top 3 rappers right now. I know 2.
Obviously Drake.
Yeah.
Obviously Drake. I'm gonna say Lil Baby. And my third, honestly, I'm a little biased right now because I just heard that Cole, and that Cole is different.
Called fire.
It's
That
different.
called fire.
It's different.
Well,
So I'm
That
gonna say
might, that might be one of the best albums that he's dropped in ever.
there's no skips on that at all. You can just play the whole thing, just let it run.
Fire.
So I gotta say J. Cole after what I heard. So I gotta say J. Cole. It's been a while, but
shout out to Jay, man. I know he's trying to great album, but I know he's trying to get some profit before he leave out. Before you leave out. So hey, we gotta think business minded too. Now, if you had a choice to be an Avenger or an X-Men, which group would you be a part of, and who would you want to be?
definitely an Avenger. Definitely
Okay.
an Avenger. Definitely. And
These are
which
real
one?
quick hitters. Go ahead.
Which one? Has to be a main one, or it could be like like
no, give me a different. I like if it's not a main one. Give me a different one.
I definitely want to be Black Panther then. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. R.I.P. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely has to be.
Is there any particular reason why?
Oh yeah, because he's literally the first Black superhero.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. That's all That's all the logic we need.
1 for 1, Devontae.
Now, if you were making a documentary on your life, what would it be called, and who stars you?
Who stars? That's a good question. Who's a good actor? Who's a good young actor?
You're trying to think young? Shoot, there's some older guys that look young.
Jalen trying to say, hey man, I'm young and I'm hot. Let's go.
They gotta be able to hoop too as well. Like we get little hoop scenes. Let's see.
Hey, hold on, Devontae, do you mind if I add to that then? If that's the case, do you mind if I add to that?
Go ahead.
So Jalen, who would star as you, but who would be one hooper? Let's say the star couldn't hoop. Who would be one hooper that would be your impersonator or whatever?
We know that.
Devo already knows what I'm about to say. Impersonator got to be KD.
I thought you were saying Darnell.
No, heck no. He could be an extra.
He could be extra. He could be the guy getting dunked on. Darnell's gonna hate us. Oh my god.
But definitely an actor. I would say this is tough.
As Devontae, you always say, we got him in 2-3 trapping zone.
This is tough.
You got him in a 2-3 trapping zone at the top, man.
This is tough. I would say I'm gonna come back to the actor one. The name would be The Life and Times of J. Penn.
Oh, so you put in your okay.
Yeah.
So this is documentary style then.
Documentary style.
Okay.
Like a KG documentary or like a more than a game type thing,
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
Actor. This is tough. I'm gonna say I don't even know what his name is, but
Where is he from?
I would say you watch Snowfall?
Oh, you going with goddamn Franklin Saint?
Yep.
What's his real name?
What's it? It's like it's something Idris or Damien. I think it's like Damien Idris or something like that.
Yeah. That's what it is.
I'll go with him.
He's a smart man. He is. Hey,
he's a good actor.
Jordan 2.0.
Yeah, he's a good actor. You're a good actor.
He is amazing. All right. And Jay, we like to conclude this show with a game called In a Perfect World. Now I'm going to put you through a scenario. I said it will come back to you now. I'm going to put you through a scenario. You're going to fill in the blanks. So you're in North Carolina. You do what you got to do. In a perfect world, you're a 5-star recruit, right? You got every school in the country. It's time to make your decision at the end of your senior year. You can't pick New Mexico. Where are you going?
If I'm a 5-star?
Yeah. Hey, look, the 5-star the other day, Patrick Baldwin just committed to Milwaukee. He had Duke,
that's
Kansas.
Different. That's different though. His pop's the coach. He getting all the shots.
Right. You're right. They have a nice gym too.
They do. Oh, I think honestly, I would say Kentucky, but the way Kentucky's looking nowadays, I don't know.
The way Kentucky's moving nowadays,
Real suspect, man. Real suspect.
Real sus.
It used to be you go to Kentucky, you instantly get like top 5 pick. Now,
perfect world. So if that's the school that you want, that's the school that you want. No right or wrong.
I mean, if I'm 5-star, honestly, today I might go G League still.
Ooh,
he's switching it up. He's switching it up.
Ooh.
Hey, he's gonna make it hard for me now.
Yeah, we haven't had that one before.
I might have to go G League still.
Okay. He want the money. Can't blame him. Can't blame him.
If I'm 5-star, it means I'm already on the draft board. You might as well go get ready. Might as well, and get some money in your pocket as well.
I like that, Jay. I like he bringing something different to the game. He brings something different to the game. Steven, I want you to get.
I was about to say LaMelo Ball, Brandon Jennings. You know that's what you're trying to be like today. I feel you.
Hey, half these kids be going to school for 1 year, don't even be doing nothing in class anyways. You might as well.
Hey,
might as well.
Y'all think we go to school? You think we pay attention to every class? God damn it! Shoot. Anyways, Steven, I want you to take your phone out because I'm going to do something. But as we continue this, we are in the G League now, right? And you're doing what you need to do. You're a double-digit scorer. You are scoring on Jeremy Lin. You're scoring on Amir Johnson. Solidified guys in this league, right? You know how the draft goes. You can't pick where you want to go in the draft. But depending on your interviews, you can kind of say, I didn't like this organization. This one was okay. You can kind of dictate verbally what you're going to do, right? So you are in this perfect world. Where would you go in the NBA? Steven, before he answers, type in the team in this group.
Hold on, I need to pause this for a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
So you are now in the G League, right? You're doing what you got to do. Double-digit scorer. You are in the talks of being a lottery. You are scoring on solidified names in the NBA. Jeremy Lin, Amir Johnson, the list goes on, right? You know how it goes. You can't pick where you want to go in the NBA, but you can verbally dictate, depending on these interviews, what organization you do like. So you can kind of fluctuate in between.
Yeah.
Now, Steven, I want you to take your phone out before I ask him this question because you're going to give me your answer. And we're going to show proof if we get it right. Which team, if you had the luxury to do it in a perfect world, would you go to in the NBA? You saw my answer already, Steven. So you type yours. I put it in the chat.
I can't lie to you. I got 2 teams right now. I got 2 teams. The first one, I want to go to Charlotte. I'm trying to go play with LaMelo because he's going to pass the ball.
Okay.
Second one, I gotta go to the Nets because I'm trying to play with KD. I'm trying to play with James Harden. They need a small forward. KD can play the 4. Good. Go win a chip.
Okay. So for the sake of the game, Jay, I love both options. Give me one. Where would you go?
I'm gonna go with Brooklyn, honestly. I'm gonna go with Brooklyn.
You're gonna go with Brooklyn? Okay. So now me and Steven both put Brooklyn, by the way. We both play Brooklyn, by the way. Now, you're at Brooklyn, some way, somehow, in this perfect world. You're one of the top 2 scorers, we'll say, right? But see, this is what I like because now you change the scenario up for me. And this is what I'm going to do in this case because I already know who you'd pick in a normal scenario. So with the luxury tax, Brooklyn Nets don't have the best, but they're okay with money-wise. You got to let one of those guys go, right? You could keep KD because that's what you're going to do. But you got to let go of James or Kyrie. And in substitute of that, you get to bring in, let's put a rookie, sophomore, third-year guy onto your team because you can afford them, right? Besides LaMelo, because you already said him,
Mm.
who would you pick? So, Steven, now we get the luxury of picking somebody else.
Who would I pick?
All right. You got a first question. Who are you letting go out of James and Kyrie? Second question, out of the 3 first-year guys in the league, who are you bringing over?
I'm about to let go of James, honestly. I feel like all the offense and dribbling is good and stuff, but like I don't need that. Kyrie could do all that, and Kyrie at least tries to play defense. So I'm gonna have to get rid of James. Who would I bring on to the team? Rookie or sophomore or third year?
Or third year.
Oh.
That's a good pick, Steven. That's a great pick, actually. That's a great pick. I forgot about him.
But I'm about to change them. It's only 3. Like 3 years.
You're making a totally different big 3. You, KD, who's that last person you bringing over?
Or big 4, because you already have Kyrie.
I'm gonna need a shooting guard.
Oh.
I need a shooting guard.
Well, I'm out the race. I'm out the race. Can Steven capture? Next time we gotta put money on this, Steven.
Start betting on Talk Your Exposure.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I might take. It might be Anthony Edwards. Honestly, might be.
He taking. Go ahead. Explain your logic. My fault.
Because, he takes like. I feel like he takes wild shots because of the situations he's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he's another good scoring punch. He can catch and shoot a little bit. He's athletic, as we know, in the open court, and I feel like he could be a good 4th option. Like in Minnesota, he's like right now he's the 1st, but really he's probably like the 3rd when Cat and everybody else is scoring. So I'll say Anthony Edwards.
So let me ask you this question: if your option was a 4-year guy plus, who would your shooting guard be?
4-year guy plus.
Steven,
I'm just curious. I'm curious to know if it would have changed anything. I could be wrong.
You're not gonna pick him.
4-year guy plus. I don't even know.
And hold on, let me switch that because that's tough, Steven.
I'd go a healthy Clay, but Clay not healthy. A healthy Clay. You can't go wrong with healthy Clay.
It doesn't count. It wasn't within the perfect world, but I do agree with that.
Healthy Clay is you can never go on with him and Joe Harris come off the bench. Oh, that's too much shooters.
That's actually who I said. That's actually who I said.
And I said Luka. But
Luka.
I would Luka, but I feel like Luka and Kyrie would clash.
Okay.
Because Luka's not a really good. He's not a really good shooter, and he needs the ball in his hand, and Kyrie also needs the ball in his hand. So
You're right. In that scenario, you're right. Now, Jay, there's a lot of NBA games on these days. Who do you watch in the NBA? And you're gonna say, you know what, tonight I'm gonna turn on the television and watch this guy. Who are those couple of players that you do watch on a consistent basis?
Definitely KD and the rest of his teammates. Definitely LaMelo. You gotta watch the LaMelo plays. Dame. Dame. Who else? CJ as well. CJ is great. CJ is underrated for sure.
CJ, yeah.
Who else? Not so much LeBron and AD and them. Like if they're facing
Injury
like some
boys.
Yeah, I don't really watch them like that. Who else?
He's gonna be happy.
But there's somebody else I'm
LeBron?
missing.
Yeah, you damn right I'll be happy.
Oh, definitely John Morant. When John Morant play, I gotta watch.
Okay.
I would say yeah. Oh, and Devin Booker. Devin Booker's underrated. D-Book's underrated.
Tough.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jen, we ask all of our guests this last question to conclude the show. But we got to ask you, though, who is somebody that you like to see on Talk Your Exposure? But here's a kicker, though. If we can't get them on the show, you got to help us get them on.
Somebody, let's see. Oh. Mikhail. McIntosh.
Oh,
He'll be good on the show.
that guy's
Yo.
hilarious, bro.
Mhm.
We've been talking about him for about a month and a half or two months now. No, Devontae?
Yeah,
Not Mikhail McIntosh.
Maybe I'm
Maybe-
tripping. All right,
Maybe somebody else.
I'm
Yeah,
tripping. I'm tripping.
he'd definitely be a good one. He has we both went to the same prep school, so he has his own story with that. And he went high major and he plays overseas. So I feel like that'd be definitely a good one.
Jalen, we got to ask you though. Where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Lil Durant _35.
Mm-hmm. Just on Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, all that.
Say no more. Say no more. Hey, before we end the show, man, and I give my outro, I gotta shout out Darnell, man. Darnell was a good sport for this one today, bro. Darnell was a good sport for this one today. We got at him a lot today, but shout out Darnell, man. Darnell, huh?
That's my brother right there. It's all love. It's all love.
It's all love, man. It's all love. I've known that guy since I was in grade 8. I want to say grade 8 or grade 9. I want to say, brother, man got better every single year. I tell everybody, he's still the same hairline from grade 9. The hairline's never changed. The hair's never changed. His body type has obviously changed a little bit, but just in terms of actual game and stuff, he's progressed so much from grade 9 till now. So I want to give a quick shout out to Darnell because I know he's going to listen to this whole episode. So shout out Darnell, man.
Darnell's definitely underrated. Underrated.
Facts.
I've been saying that.
Facts, definitely. Hey, today we were alongside guest Jalyn Pennie, who is a former Division I basketball player, current pro basketball player, and of course a Toben basketball player. One more time, Jalyn, we want to thank you for your time. We want you to stay safe, stay healthy. We hope to see you back on the court soon, and we wish you nothing but prayers moving forward, man.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.